Welcome to the All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, I'm going to be talking about the 3 things you should plan on doing in 2021. All right, guys, but before we get started on this podcast is brought to you by the Get Better Project, which is my online at-home training program, which requires zero equipment all the way up to if you have a full home gym setup. We have the bodyweight workouts that are set up first. Then we have dumbbell kettlebell workouts, which is all you need is 2 dumbbells or kettlebell. Usually we recommend the dumbbells first. And then we have actually 2 separate workouts that are designed for intermediate and advanced athletes that have a full gym setup. So if you guys would like to try that out, head over to the Get Better Project. That is thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks, the number 2 and then weeks. And that'll get you 2 weeks of our full program. So you get access to all the body weight, all of the dumbbell, all of the full gym workouts, as well as our coaching app and the coaching platform that we use, where we check in once a week to make sure that your nutrition is set up correctly. So we monitor that every single week. And you get access to our private Facebook group, where we have daily challenges and fun stuff like that to keep everybody motivated and going on to getting to their goals. So if that sounds awesome to you, yeah, head over to the getbetterproject.com/2 weeks, and we'd love to have you. Oh, I should also mention that these workouts are the ones that Emily and I do on a regular basis to be super fit. And you can even follow along with the specialty programs that we do for like functional bodybuilding. And we're actually starting off on a marathon, an off-road marathon, which is going to be more like a 50K program. So if you ever wanted to go run a marathon, we're doing a marathon this coming June in Leadville, Colorado, assuming that it is going to actually go. We were going to do it last year for my 40th birthday, but it didn't happen. So we're going to try it again this year. And you can follow along with those training programs. So if you want to base build for some kind of race, doesn't even have to be a marathon. You can just kind of base build based off of what we're doing and then stop whenever you want to, or continue with that base building. But we're going to just build ourselves right up to probably like 50K, maybe 50, I don't know, maybe even like 70K-ish distance, because it's a marathon that we're doing, but it's a very high altitude, hard off-road marathon. So you could jump into that as well. It's up to you. All right, guys. So the 3 things that you should be planning on doing in 2021. Now, I realize I haven't done a podcast for a while. I just haven't really been super motivated to create content for some reason. But my push this year is to do way more stuff on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, high five, thanks. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Give me the thumbs up so I can get this out to more people, because that super helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I just want to be able to document more of what we are doing in our lives, because we live in this van. If you're watching this, we live in this Sprinter van, and we are out doing all kinds of crazy things all the time. For example, in the next couple days, we're going to be headed towards Jackson Hole, depending on the weather conditions. So we might go over to Montana first, Big Sky, head down, or we might go through Targhee before we get to Jackson. Then we're going to spend a few days in Jackson. Then we're spending the whole month of February down in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, because we got this smoking hot deal at the KOA, so where we can park. And we got our van upgraded for the winter, which we didn't wreck it, but we froze a lot last winter, not by cold standards necessarily ourselves, but we froze the van and the water in the van and things like that, water pump, that fun stuff. So we need to document this stuff more, because we want to share this craziness that we're going through right now, the life that we live in the van. And if you would like to actually check in on the van specific stuff, make sure that you're following us at The Vantastic Life. That's The Vantastic Life, because the van specific stuff is going to go over here. I keep the fitness specific stuff on All Around Joe and the Get Better Project. So if you're totally into van stuff, hit us up over there. We're going to be doing more videos for that as well. So the 3 things that you should be planning on doing in 2021, and these are just kind of like the highlights that I think that I've had in my life for the last few years, and that you should probably initiate into your life as well. So the first thing, and you've probably heard me talking about this one, but I'm serious about this, guys. You should get a sandbag. And specifically, I recommend you in 2021 should get yourself a Rogue Strongman sandbag. So the ones that look, or a D-ball, they're kind of the same thing, but the sandbags are cheaper. So a nugget style, or something that's close to as round as possible, that is full of sand. And the cool thing about these is you can get The 100 pounds for, I think it's like $85. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's $85, and you get the 150 pound capacity sandbag for $90. So they're super cheap. They're only $100, and then for $5 per 50 pounds, you can get play sand and fill them up. So the sand doesn't come with it. You get the sandbag, or the bag that you can fill with sand, and then you go to Home Depot or something like that, pay $5 for 50-pound increments of sand. And the other interesting thing is that, let's say that you are an athlete that would like to be able to do a 150-pound sandbag, for cleans and squats and things like that, but you are not there yet. You could get the 150-pound bag and only fill it up to 100 pounds to start, if you're going to think about growing into that. Or you could, fill up to 125, or, you see what I'm saying? So you can get those bags. And that brings me to another point. Don't be intimidated by, if you're a female and you go on there and you're like, man, Joe said to get one of these strongman sandbags, but the only thing they have, the lightest they have, is a 100-pound bag. Totally cool. Just get the 100-pound bag and then get a 50-pound bag of sand. Start off with 50 pounds and see how that feels. Or ideally, you buy 2 bags of sand, right? And you can literally, as you get stronger, just kind of dump in that extra sandbag until you get up to 100 pounds, because you're rocking it at 100 pounds. So go ahead and do that. And at the very least, get yourself one of those sausage sandbags that are like long and have the handles on them that you see people doing on the beach and whatnot. Those are totally cool too. The only downside that I find to those is that they have handles and things like this, which, I guess you could go either way on that. I had one and I actually gave it away because I like the idea of the sandbag being an object that is similar to something and hard as picking up something in real life. So that sandbag, it's hard to pick up. You have to figure out how to do it. There's technique to it. You can use it for deadlifts. You can use it for cleans. You can use it for squats. You can use it for, we use it for bench presses the other day, which was just super hard and awesome. So you can use it for carries, all kinds of really cool stuff you can do with these sandbags. So I highly recommend that you get yourself one of these strongman sandbags, because they're so cheap and you can just add them to your arsenal, and that's what I think you should do if you haven't done it already in 2021. And like I said, least or worst or whatever, it's not even bad. You have one of those sausage sandbags and you use it for that as well. People sometimes like to use those better for like cleans, and they think it's more versatile for presses and things. And in an ideal world, actually, I guess you have yourself a strongman sandbag, and then you go ahead and get one of those other sandbags as well, which I think are quite a bit more expensive. You probably find one though, maybe not right now. You probably find one used that would be quite a bit cheaper than what you would buy them for. Because I remember getting one and it had the handles, and I remember the handles would dig into my hands, which is not a big deal, but it was not as versatile as this strongman sandbag that I have. Number 2 of the 3 things, if you're still hanging on here and you're not, oh man, I don't want a sandbag, Joe, I'm going to go and get one of these mirrors. Don't get a mirror. Come on. Please, don't get a mirror. Or a Peloton for that matter. Go ride your bike. But the second thing is, you should be riding a mountain bike, or at least trying to ride one of these high-end mountain bikes. The reason for this is I avoided riding mountain bikes because I knew I was going to get into it for years and years and years. And my brother-in-law just kept on saying, you guys got to get mountain bikes, you got to get mountain bikes. We finally got mountain bikes, and it is my favorite thing to do. Period. Like, riding mountain bikes is so much fun, and the reason it is so much fun is because the technology has come so far that what you put into the mountain bike comes right back out the other side of the mountain bike. So when I say you should expect or try and ride a mountain bike in 2021, you need to get a high-end mountain bike. And I'm not saying that you go out and spend, the $5,000 to $10,000 on one right off the bat. But what I am saying is that you should go and spend the $100 in a cool place to mountain bike and test out a mountain bike that is high-end, so that you can see if you like it. $100 down, let's say you hate it, no big deal. You tried it out. There are millions of people that have taken on this sport and just absolutely loved it, including myself. Like I said, it is my favorite thing. You get variable training, you get cardiovascular, you get muscular gains. It is just like, it's so transferable. If you need to lose weight, it's great. It's a fun sport. You get to get better at it. You get to play and tinker with the hobby side of it. There's all of these different aspects. There's different styles of bikes. They look cool. You get to buy, if you're a gear junkie, you get to buy new gear for it. I mean, it fits or checks so many boxes for me that I can't even tell you. It's just an incredible sport. And when you go, like, what you should ideally do is you should go on a vacation, a road trip, something like that. And when you're at one of these places that is great for mountain biking, you rent like I said, $100 bike, and then you just go out for the day. And you don't have to be doing the drops. You don't have to be doing any of this crazy stuff. You just get on a bike and you see what it's like. You see what it's like. You roll over these things that you wouldn't believe you could roll over because suspension is so advanced compared to what it used to be. And like I said, the technology and the weight of these bikes is so light, and it moves the power through the pedals so well that you'll be astonished at how much or how little you have to put into it to get performance out of the bike. Last thing I'm going to say is that if you're like, nah, Joe, still, it's too hard. I don't like riding up hills. Try a pedal assist bike. I haven't personally tried them, but some of these people that I highly respect are way into pedal assist bikes and just say they are the coolest thing ever. It makes you feel like Iron Man, apparently. So imagine that you have, extra muscle every pedal, and that's how it works is you put more into the bike and it gives you more out. So imagine that it's not like you don't get to get exercise from it. You absolutely get to exercise. You just get to travel further and faster with less effort. So even if you're like not listening and at this point, or you weren't into the mountain biking suggestion, which you should be, I believe. I'm suggesting everybody gets into it, or at least tries it to see what they think. Try one of these pedal assist bikes. You can go rent one. You can see what it's like. And I've heard that they will blow your mind and you'll just have so much fun with them. I can only imagine how much fun I have with the regular non-assisted mountain bikes. And at some point, I'm sure I will go down the road of a pedal assist, maybe when I'm older or whatnot. But I've just heard too many good things about them. Even professional bike riders riding them and just saying that they're so cool. So check them out. There are tons of cool ones out there. Santa Cruz has a cool one. Something I think it's called YT has a really cool one. So go check those out. Definitely do it. It'll be great for you, for your fitness, for your health, and just so much fun, guys. So much fun. I can't even tell you. The third thing on this list is to join an online fitness program. Now, before you roll your eyes at me, I'm not telling you to join my online fitness program. I'm just telling you to join an online fitness program, ideally that's vetted, ideally that's awesome, and dig into that, because what we've learned, or if we've learned anything from this COVID time, is that you don't need to go to one of these big box gyms to get yourself in shape. And I didn't necessarily believe that until I hit the road, and now I'm a complete believer that you only really need just 2 dumbbells if they're the right weight to get yourself into just phenomenal shape. And that's what our whole program is based off of. But you have tons of other programs that are out there as well. If maybe I don't particularly jive with what you're looking for, I just want you to be healthy and fit and know that you don't need to go out and have these gym memberships in order to do that. You just need to get involved in a good group that's going to give you feedback, that's going to help you to check in, that's going to give you great workouts, that's going to actually walk the talk. And I think that that's something that we really try and do, is that we are out here doing these workouts and we're getting these results, the abs, the being able to run and do hike and, whatever, mountain bike, do all of these things really, really well with the program that we're doing. So I don't know a lot of other people that are doing that specifically, that are just living amazing lives based off of, or being able to move through amazing lives based off of just their program. But I'm sure they're out there. I just don't know of them. So get yourself involved with that, and then have it open you up to doing more of the things, the bucket list things that you want to do. Because if you're involved in an online fitness program that doesn't require any weights or very few weights, then you can go and travel, whether it be in like an RV or a van like we do, or, travel overseas once that opens up again, and you can just log into it and you can do the workout so you can be fit and in super shape while you're checking these bucket list travel things off, because most people have travel or adventure on their list that they want to go and do, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm guessing that once COVID gets knocked down or kicked to the curb a little bit with, hopefully these vaccines actually work, that they're going to just burst into travel mode and things are going to explode. So make sure that you're involved in a good online training program in 2021 so that you can actually take your health and fitness with you, because I will tell you that I am never going to go back to a situation where I'm going to the gym. I've talked to several of my friends that were totally diehard gym goers, and they've said that, they've built up little small gyms and they're not going to end up ever going back. It's just so convenient when you have to not travel in order to go to the gym. Now, there is an exception to some amazing communities, like CrossFit-like communities that these gyms have built. And I'm with you. I've met some people that I consider family at these gyms, and having that is something phenomenal that's not like anything else. But what I would recommend and what you could fill into that is taking people that are super cool in your life and doing the travel and doing the online programs with them in person whenever you possibly can, and building the community of your community through that health and fitness. So do that, try it out, because we've met people through our program that we wouldn't have met otherwise that are now in that group of super awesome family member style people through just a different avenue. It's not like we met at the location, we met online, and then we created or met at a location after that and have communicated in such a way that they've, come into this family member style role. So check that out, guys. Go ahead and get yourself a sandbag, ideally a strongman sandbag that's around like a nugget or a D-ball. If you don't care or can't get your hands on a sandbag, or you want a D-ball just instead, do mountain biking. Get yourself involved in some mountain biking. It's 100% worth it. If you don't love it, I'm just going to be super surprised. If you don't, that's great. Spend the $100 on trying something out, and then check it off your list. You don't like it anymore. It's just been such an uplift in my life that I want to share that with you. And then join an online fitness program, even if it's not mine, and get yourself fit anywhere. Don't travel to go get fit. Get yourself a good program, good community, good coaches that can help you out with that type of stuff anywhere you are. That's what I think that you should be doing. That's what the 3 things that you should plan on doing in 2021, because it can upgrade your life. If you have any other things that you think you would add to this, go ahead and hit me up. I'd love to hear what they are. And I'm going to continue to try and keep posting some of these podcasts. Like I've fallen off. I think I did post a podcast for like 2 or 3 years every single week for 2 to 3 years without missing a week. And then I just had something that, threw me off. I was just like, I couldn't come up with anything to talk about. Sometimes you just can't think of things. They're just not on the tip of your tongue, or you're just not motivated by it, or whatever it may be. And I'm the type of person that is full of motivation constantly. So that is just unusual. But like I said, I'm going to be pushing hard to do way more stuff on YouTube, because I think that it's a platform that I would like to share. I've just been kind of caught up in like how to get from just non-editing to having enough editing that's cool for people like yourself to be watching the videos and be engaged. So it's not just always this talking head version of, Joe's not moving around and animated enough on this video. So there it is. If you guys have any suggestions or have any thoughts about that, I'd love to hear them. Just put them in the comment section below, or you can email me, joe@allaroundjoe.com. And last but not least, I already talked about it, but if you haven't done so, we'd love to have you try out the Get Better Project for 2 weeks by going to thegetbetterproject.com/2weeks. Thegetbetterproject.com/2weeks. And you can get 2 weeks of the full program, no holds bar. We'll let you, see behind the curtain, do the workouts that we're doing. And we'd love to have you, assuming that you're a cool, positive person. So there it is, guys. I will talk to you soon. The All Around Joe podcast. We optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. We'll see you on the next podcast.